Today is 2nd March 2026. We have studied refraction of light in the last class. And before recording, we have reviewed the formula sheet. And now I am starting a new topic related to refraction. And the topic is consider this is a tank of water. And in this tank of water, this region having less depth, and consider this is water. This is water, and you can see here is the depth is less depth, and whereas in this region the water is deep. So this region is called deep region, and this region where the height or depth is less, it is called shallow region. It is called shallow region. So there are two regions in this water tank: deep region and shallow region. And now I am producing wave in the water. So when I put a vibrator into the water and produce water waves, then you can see waves of long wavelength are produced. Waves of long wavelength are produced. But when these waves cross the boundary of deep region, then you can see, so the wavelength decreased. The wavelength decreased. In deep region, the wavelength is long. In shallow region, the wavelength is short. As well as in deep region, waves travel at fast speed. In shallow region, the water waves move slow. So their speed changing. Their speed changing. This is called refraction of water waves. This is called refraction of water waves. So just like light refraction, sir, when light traveling from air into glass, then you know in air the speed of light is fastest. When light enters into the glass, it slows down. And whenever the speed of the light decrease, then there is refraction. There is refraction. In the same way, in the same way, when water waves are produced in a deep region, and when these water waves enter into a shallow region, their speed decrease, their wavelength decrease, and it is called refraction of water waves. And you should know one more formula, and this formula will be used in both cases, light as well as in water. And the formula is, the refractive index is equal to speed of wave, या चलें speed of light in air, speed of light in air, air means fast medium, divided by speed of light in other medium. Other medium means where the speed is slow. Where the speed is slow, you know, speed of light in air is the fastest. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Its refractive index is always greater than 1. Yes, you are right. Its least value is 1 for air. Its least value is 1. Okay. So speed of light in air is c, divided by speed of light in any other medium. It is lambda. As well as in the last class I taught you, the wavelength g, the wavelength in air is longest, and when what light enter into glass or in any other medium, then its wavelength will be slow down. So I am writing one more uh, formula: speed of water wave in deep region divided by speed of water wave in shallow region. So you should add this formula. You should note down this formula as well. Speed of water wave in deep region divided by speed of water wave in shallow region. डीप की डेफिनेशन अभी आपको एक क्वेश्चन कराऊंगा पास्ट पेपर का, तो वो खुद बताएगा कि if the depth is this then we use this formula. Right now, deep and shallow are compared with each other. If the depth is less, then it is shallow. If the depth is greater, then it is deep region. So we can compare ourselves. Speed in deep region divided by speed in shallow region, as well as the easiest way is fast speed always written in numerator and slow speed always in denominator. So the formula sheet is completed. The formula sheet is completed, and I think now we can start past paper questions. And today we are solving only mathematical questions. Today we are going to solve only mathematical question. और बनीन मुझे बहुत अच्छा हेल्प करती है कैलकुलेटर चलाने में. बेटा बनीन आपके पास कैलकुलेटर अभी राइट नाउ है? ठीक है बेटा, तो आप जरा मुझे हेल्प कीजिएगा क्योंकि क्वेश्चन जो है पास पेपर के हैं और अच्छे और मुश्किल सवाल है. चलिए जनाब, लेट्स स्टार्ट ओनली मैथमेटिकल क्वेश्चन. द फर्स्ट पार्ट इज टोटल इंटरनल रिफ्लेक्शन थ्योरी. वी आर नॉट सॉल्विंग एंड नाउ दिस इज द मैथमेटिकल पार्ट. लेकिन मैं आपको पूरी शीट कराऊंगा, ऑब्वियसली पूरी शीट कराऊंगा. अच्छा जी, नाउ द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन जून 19 2019, क्वेश्चन नंबर 18, and the mathematical part is this. This is water. The red boundary which I have drawn, this is water. Okay. And this is a glass block which is partially immersed into water. Consider this is the ray. This is the ray which is the incident ray. This is the incident ray. You are given this incident ray, and we are given that this incident ray is making critical angle. You are given this ray is making critical angle with the boundary. Number one. Number two, sir, we are given refractive index. But Simra, I am asking you, do you know any formula in which if you are given refractive index, then you can calculate critical angle? Simra, do you know any formula which relates critical angle with refractive index? Yes, you are right. Yes, yes. N is equal to 1 upon sine C. Okay. And in this question, sir, we have to calculate critical angle. So if we have to calculate critical angle, then reciprocal both side. And when you take reciprocal on both side, then obviously 1 upon sine C becomes sine C and N becomes 1 upon N. And now we have to calculate critical angle. Critical angle is equal to this sine becomes sine inverse is equal to 1 upon N, and the value of N is 1.5. And Banin will help me to calculate critical angle. 41.8. मुझे ये सुनने में आया 41.8. This is the critical angle. Sir, we have calculated critical angle 41.8. Okay, 41.8. And if this is 41.8, then simply, sir, this ray is reflecting. This ray is reflecting. And we have studied, sir, in reflection, incident angle is always equal to reflected angle. So if this angle is 41.8, then this angle will also be 41.8. 41.8. And I think you should draw this diagram in your notebook because we are going to use angle properties. And now I am going to ask Zainab. Zainab, can you help me by using mathematics, by using angle property? Can you tell me what will be this angle? 180 minus 41.8. I think it is not right. और सोचिए, because if you come, G, now you are right. Now you are right. Okay. Sir, if we complete a right angle triangle, this red triangle is a right angle triangle. And in this right angle triangle, as Zainab said, sir, total angle is 180 degree. So I can say angle X plus angle 90 plus 41.8. The sum of all angles is equals to 180. So we can calculate X, and then X will be 48.2. 48.2. And most of the teacher usually uh, teach this angle in this way. So if this is a right angle triangle, then you can subtract 90 minus 41.8. They do not use 180 degree property. Usually, if this is a right angle triangle, then 90 minus one angle will be the other angle. So the other angle is 48.2. The other angle is 48.2. In this right angle triangle, 90 minus 41.8. So 41.8 we have calculated by critical angle formula. And now by using angle property, we have calculated x. X is 48.2. And now it is Abdullah turn. Abdullah beta, if you apply refractive index formula at this point, at this point, because we have to calculate theta. We have to calculate theta. What will be formula? N is equal to sine this divided by sine this. What should I write? Abdullah beta. The light is traveling from glass into water. Ji, the light is traveling from water. Glass into water. I think this is difficult question for Abdullah, so I should explain myself. Abdullah, we will use Snell's law. Okay. Sir, what is Snell's law? Snell's law is refractive index into sine theta is equal to refractive index into sine theta. On the left hand side, I will write the values of glass. On the right hand side, we will use the values of water. Beta Abdullah, do you know Snell's law? Beta Abdullah, Snell's law is the product of refractive index and sine theta. The product of refractive index and sine theta. So this is the part refractive index in glass into angle in glass, and this is the refractive index of water into angle of water. And now we are putting the values. So refractive index of glass is 1.5, and the angle, sir, the angle is x, and we have calculated this angle. This angle is 48.2 degree. This angle is 48.2 degree is equal to refractive index of water. So water refractive index is 1.3, 1.3, and we are calculating sine theta and theta in water. Theta in water. So I think you should handle this equation yourself and tell me what is theta. What is theta? 59.3. Angle in water will be 59.3. So this is very good practice question in which we used not only refractive index formula, 1 upon critical angle, as well as we used right angle triangle property, and then we used Snell's law. So one question with three explanations. जी बेटा अब्दुल्ला, आपको पूरा क्वेश्चन हमारा समझ में आया बेटा? तो कोई बात समझ में नहीं आई तो बोले, मैं समझा दूंगा बेटा दोबारा आपको. पूरा समझ में आया? किसी जगह प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है? चलो ठीक है. अच्छा जी, नाउ वी आर सॉल्विंग अनदर क्वेश्चन, बट दिस इज Not a mathematical question we are solving, only mathematical question. Only mathematical question we are solving today, okay? But tomorrow I will complete all these questions as well. Ajay, now the next question is January 2020. January 2020. Sir, what is the question? The question is, I think, difficult question. The question is, sir, it is water wave question. Water wave question. And you are given, this is equation of deep water. This is equation of shallow water. क्या बात है? So we are solving this question starting with deep water. I am solving. Sir, we are given a formula for deep water, and in deep water, we can calculate speed of water wave, and the equation is under root g. You know the value of g is 9.8. The value of g is 9.8. I'm using this formula. Okay, beta. I'm using this formula. G is 9.8. Then lambda. Sir, we are given lambda. Wavelength lambda. And this wavelength in deep water. This wavelength is in deep water. And the wavelength is 15 meter. The wavelength is 15 meter. So G is 9.8. Wavelength in deep water is 15 meter. 2 is constant. Pi is constant. And Banin, what is the speed of water wave in deep water? Okay, beta. You said it is 4.84 meter per second. Okay, beta. We have calculated the speed of water wave in deep water. And now I am working for shallow water. Now I am working for shallow water. Sir, in shallow water, the formula is under root G. G is 9.8 and D, sir, what is D? What is D? Sir, D is the depth. D is the depth. And we are given depth of shallow water. Okay, right now we are working for um, shallow water. We are working for shallow water. So obviously we should use the value of depth of shallow water. The depth of shallow water is 0.50. Then Banin Meta, what is the speed of water wave in shallow region? 2.21. 2.21. Sir, we are given two formulas of speed of water wave and we have calculated their speeds. And now, so what is the question? The question is you are given angle I and you have to calculate angle R. So what is the angle I? Sir, angle I is this. Angle I in deep water. Angle I in deep water. And angle R in shallow water. Okay. So, sir, how do we use this formula? Then you know, in deep water, the speed is fast. In shallow water, the speed is slow. Remember, speed is slow in shallow water. Okay. So, what should be formula? Sir, we can assume the light is coming from air into glass. Although deep water is not air and shallow water is not glass, I am only to explain with ease. I am considering deep water as air because the speed is fastest, and in shallow water the speed is slowest. So I am dealing deep water as air and glass as shallow water. So if I ask you what is the equation of refractive index, then equation of refractive index will be sine I divided by sine R. Sine I in air, sine R in glass, or in easy wording, as I said earlier, always fast medium in numerator and slow medium in denominator. Fast medium always in numerator, slow medium always in denominator. So the equation is n is equal to sine I upon sine r. Okay, this is the equation, sine I upon sine r. So I am using equation here, sine I divided by sine r. Sir, we are given diagram. We are using the given diagram. And remember sine I, sir, this is the angle in deep water. Sine r, sir, this is in shallow water. And it is equal to speed of water wave in deep water divided by speed in shallow water. Because you know in deep water the speed is fastest. In shallow water speed is slowest. Okay, so we have written formula and now we are putting values. Now we are putting values. Now put the values. Sir sine I, sir sine I is 40 degree. Sine I is 40 degree. Sine I is 40 degree. Divided by sine R. Sir sine R we have to calculate. Is equal to speed in deep water 4.84. Speed in shallow water it is 2.21. And now algebra starts. Now algebra starts. And now if you have to calculate R, then obviously we should shift this sine R on the other side, and sine 40 with 2.21 divided by 4.84, etc. And you have to calculate angle R. Bunny, what will be angle R? 17.06. We can take 17 degree or 17.1. So the question is not simple. Question is not simple because they used, नहीं ना बेटा, ये भी तो देखो। एक तो इन्होंने हमें स्पीड कैलकुलेट करने पे लगा दिया कि डीप वाटर में पहले कैलकुलेट करें फिर शैलो वाटर में कैलकुलेट करें। खैर आई थिंक कि अगर चले ठीक है, अगर आपको आसान लगा अच्छी बात है, लेकिन मेरे ख्याल में बेटा ये सवाल मुश्किल है, नॉर्मल सवाल नहीं है। ठीक है बेटा, ठीक है, ठीक है। अच्छा, उसके बाद जो क्वेश्चन का लास्ट पार्ट है, ये तो बिल्कुल भी सिंपल नहीं है। इसको इंशाल्लाह कल करेंगे, और अगर कल ये सवाल करने के बाद भी मेरा नहीं ख्याल कि हम मनाइल बोल पाएंगे सिंपल है, अजीब सा सवाल है नेक्स्ट वाला। ठीक है, तो इसको इंशाल्लाह कल की क्लास में कराऊंगा।